Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be starting a series that I want to do, and this is going to be PolymerClaymator's Quickie Tippie, and this is episode 1. So basically what I'm going to be doing is giving you a couple tips that I use to help make the clay sculpting process easier, and stuff that I do to help make clay easier to use. So today we're going to be focusing on dust and other stains. So I'm going to put together a couple of little cards, so this video isn't as boring, so I hope you enjoy. Okay, let's get started. So the first tip I have for you is to wash your hands. This is important even if you aren't concerned about dust on your charms or any other stains on your charms, because washing your hands before working with clay removes any dirt on your hands, and it also keeps your hands clean. Make sure that you don't have any things that could destroy the clay or anything on your hands. So you always want to make sure that your hands are clean before you start working with clay. And yeah. Next tip, baby wipes equals your best friend. If you're working on a charm that uses many different colors, wipe your hands with baby wipes each time you use a different color. This will make sure no color/clay residue will infect your next color. So say if you're working with white clay and then you're going to start working with yellow clay, you're going to want to use baby wipes in between that color transition, so that white clay doesn't get on yellow clay. Of course, it wouldn't be that obvious because they are both light colors, but if you're working with white and black clay and you first started with black clay and then you're going to work with white clay, you'd want to use baby wipes so that the black clay residue doesn't get on the white clay, if that makes sense. Next, the tape trick. This is one of my favorite tricks that I like to use. So, to remove dust on the surface of your charm, press some tape onto your unbaked creation and dust should come off. So basically, if you had this piece of clay that's really dusty, you'd want to press some tape onto it and just leave it there for a couple of seconds and then take it off, and then most of the dust should stick to the tape instead of the clay. But sometimes this doesn't really work fully, but it does remove most dust off of it. At least my clay, most dust is removed. So yeah, and I just drew a little picture and stuff for you. Okay, the translucent clay trick. To get all the dust off your hands, roll a piece of translucent clay through your hands. The clay will pick up all the dust that otherwise would have gone on your creation. So basically, you don't even need that much translucent clay, and you can always reuse the same piece of clay, but this is a clay piece that I use, and sorry for that one painted nail. I was sampling nail polishes at the mall, but so you can see this is pretty dirty, and the back has some silver clay, but that doesn't really matter. Anyway, so I just use this to get any clay residue out of my hands. And if you don't want to waste baby wipes, you can also use this trick. So if you don't have baby wipes on hand, like in between colors, you can also play with a piece of clay piece of translucent clay to get rid of any residue. So yeah. Next, clothing fix. Always wear light clothing when working with clay, because if lint goes from your shirt gets on your creation, light colored lint is less noticeable than dark colored lint. Am I right? So you always want to wear like a white shirt, not a black shirt, because the black lint from your shirt might get on your clothes and it might trash your white clay. But if you're working with white clay and you were wearing a white colored shirt, if you got any of that dust onto your white clay, it wouldn't be as noticeable, because white on white is pretty much camouflage, right? Light to dark equals your color rainbow, your clay color rainbow. So this is what I live by. This is like a rule that I live by, and it's pretty easy to follow. So yeah, it says always work light to dark when using polymer clay. Start off with a light color, for instance yellow, then gradually start using darker colors. P.S. Red and black clay colors stain your hands a lot, so try to work with those colors last. If this makes sense to you, you always want to start, for example, if you're making a narwhal, which here's an example because I'm obsessed with narwhals, you'd want to form the horn first before you mold the narwhal. Of course, this might not work out for you, but this is pretty much a rule that you should try to follow if you can. If you are making something that needs proportion or something, it might be hard to follow this rule, but you can follow this rule as much as you can to, help. Sanding, your best friend in times of need. If none of the other tips worked and you are about to surrender to the dust bunnies, don't fret, there's still hope. After baking, take a nail file, or you can take some sandpaper that was really fine grit, but I use a nail file because it's basically the same thing. Take a nail file and rub your dust covered charm with it. So you basically just rub back and forth like you were filing your nails. And you better be gentle, as the file will take off the dust as well as bits of your creation. So if you keep, sanding your charm and you don't really pay attention, you can actually create like little holes or indents into your charm where you don't want the indents to be, so you want to be careful. Finally, the last card, fingerprints. To avoid fingerprints, you can wear gloves. However, I prefer working without gloves, and I just smooth out any visible fingerprints while I make a charm. So some people really are, affected by fingerprints. They really don't like it. I just think it's not that big of a deal. And yeah, you can also stick your charm in the freezer to stiffen your clay, because stiff clay picks up less detail, for example, fingerprints, than really soft clay. So yeah, and I also forgot to mention on this card that if you really are also bothered by fingerprints, you can also take some plastic wrap or a Ziploc and smooth it over your creation, and then rub your creation. That will help rub out any fingerprints, because the plastic is smooth and it will smooth out your creation, if that makes sense. So yeah, anyway, I hope this was helpful to you guys, and I will be filming an episode of this maybe once a week until I run out of tips that I actually do. And I'm thinking maybe the next week's tip will have to do with with eye pins, because eye pins always fall out, and I have a couple tips for that too. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and please comment, rate, subscribe, and bye-bye.